Hi everyone, a big warm welcome from me as always, Carol here at Oak House Journals. A couple of videos back I did an unboxing of some goodies that I received from BeeBeeCrafts, and I said I would be back with a bit of a road test video or two showing either what I've made with them or what I am making with them. So I thought I would do one of those videos today. Now, the first thing I got from BeeBeeCrafts website, and again, all the information about the products, the original unboxing video, BeeBeeCrafts website, and their YouTube product review program will all be in the description box down below, so don't worry about that. But this is one of the items that I got recently from BeeBeeCrafts, and as you can see, a really sturdy canvas bag, and inside, when I open it up, I got these precision tweezer set. Now, I have to say, I have been bowled over with these. Without word of a lie, I was desperate to get a new set of tweezers. Certainly ones that wouldn't corrode, and I have really put this lot through their paces since that initial video. You get oodles, as you can see, in the kit, and I think this cost, if I can find my piece of paper here, tweezer set, yeah, £6.30. In the gunmetal. They are treated with a coating that stops them corroding, and I have to say, I left this this particular set of tweezers, this one here, I left this one overnight, head down, in a little puddle of Beacon 3-in-1 glue, and I usually find that'll corrode anything, and absolutely fine, not a hint or a hair of anything having reacted with it. So I'm thrilled, and I've been using these all the time. I have to say, they're all different sizes. They've all got a very, very fine point, to them. But they are slightly different in length. So this one is an ESD 14, and I'm finding that this one is my favourite one to use. This one is the ESD 10, but for some reason this is the one I prefer, and then again you get this one which is even longer still. So yeah, they are fantastic. Two bent ones, two flat ones. This one's not as flat as this one. And this one is very handy as well. I'm using that one a lot. So I have to say, these are definitely great value for money. They really are. The only thing that is different from when you saw it originally was there was a loop hanging down here. And I got rid of that. I couldn't see the point of it as far as I was concerned. But presumably, if you're out and about or you're a jewellery maker or whatever, you could hang it up like that in your workroom. I just store mine in my drawer, and I have this one out readily available. So yeah, I can highly recommend those guys for all sorts of jobs. Even if you're not a jewellery maker. I wanted these for paper crafting, for picking up tiny beads, for holding tiny pieces of paper when I glue them, and I'm loving these, absolutely loving them. The other thing that I chose was this little twist drill. Now it's a little hand drill. This bit swivels round, it goes in the palm of your hand, and you twist the main part with your fingers here on the barrel, and this makes it go round. You've got a chuck here, you just drop your drill bit inside. It came in this lovely little velvet pouch, which is very sturdy, beautifully made, and it came with 20 drill pieces. No, it didn't. It came with 25, and these are in all sizes. I mean, some of these I can hardly even see. I mean, if I just hold that up to the camera, you can see how tiny some of these are. These came in a little cellophane bag, and I've put them in this plastic container. Some of my jewellery findings came in this, and I decided this was the perfect little container to put my drill bits in, because some of those are so fine. Now, why did I want one of these? Well, there are times when you want to drill holes in things, albeit chipboard or beads or whatever. And I have a Dremel out in the garage, not far at all. It's like 30 paces, if that, to the garage and back. But if I'm in the middle of a crafting session and it's throwing down with rain outside, the last thing I want to do is be putting on some outdoor shoes, putting on an anorak, running to the garage, getting the Dremel out, plugging it in. So I want something quick and easy that I could have in my craft room. So when I saw this, I thought that would be a brilliant little tool to have in the craft room. It's small, it's compact, and if it does what it says on the packet, then that's going to be the perfect tool for me. Well, I have given it a little bit of a road test, and I'm going to do a little bit more now with you. So let me bring in my gadgets, my bits and bobs. So first off, I tried it on a cork. So as you can see here, I've got a tiny little cork in this bottle, and I wanted to screw in this little screw attachment so that I could use this as a dangle, and it had no trouble whatsoever drilling through that cork. Now, that was a fairly easy first outing, if you will, for that little drill. Cork is not particularly hard. These corks in these bottles are particularly soft, plus it was wedged into the bottle, and I knew that it was going nowhere, so that worked perfectly, and I was very, very pleased with that. The next thing I tried, let me just lift this off here, was some chipboard pieces. Now, I just have a few chipboard pieces here in my stash. I was going to have a go at drilling some dice, and I thought these would be fantastic, but then I realised they got a hole already through them, because I've seen Jessica Rapp do some amazing book dangles using dice. Now, I haven't got any plastic or bone dice that I could use, and my memory didn't serve me well, because I actually thought these would be perfect to try, and as I say, they've got a hole in. But I do have these little chipboard pieces here. I don't actually, they're not chipboard, they're like balsa wood, and as you can see, I went through the division little tile with my drill piece, and that was a slightly bigger drill piece, that was a smaller one, and I have to say, oh, it was like going through butter. It didn't damage the back of the tile by making it split with splinters. It has given me a slight raised edge, which is not an issue at all, because all you need to do is go back in from the other side and that will smooth it down, or use a little emery board to do that. And I'm just going to show you how easy that was to do. So all you do is unscrew the chuck. It's got 3 heads inside. You drop your drill down inside and tighten it up, and those 3 little heads close round your drill bit. So I'm just going to put it down on my cutting mat, and I'm going to hold it up because I can't. I think if I do that, you can see a bit better. And all I'm doing is just turning my drill. I hope you can see that. And it's just gone through like butter. So there's my hole. So I'm really, really pleased with how that worked, and I will certainly be using it on tile pieces and chipboard pieces in the future. So I'm going to pop those away. What I have got here was, I have these little plastic pill, they're like little plastic pill holders. I got these off AliExpress. It has a little roll of paper inside and it's tied round with a piece of gold thread. Now, I had an idea when I bought these that I would put one of my jewellery pins through the tube and have it as a dangle. Now, you can use a pokey tool to pierce the plastic, but what I found doing that is that my pokey tool, which is a Tim Holtz one, let me dig it out for you, this one is too big. My tube isn't much bigger than the dimension of this, and it was too big. And however careful I was, it didn't work. But what I thought would work would be my tool here. So I'm just going to give it a try. I haven't test driven. Oh, look at that. Just super easy. And that's even without my glasses down to see what I'm doing, really, to be honest. I'm just twiddling through my... Whoops, I've gone off centre there. Oh, hang on. Glasses down, folks. I was being too glib. Okay, I have slightly dinted the top of this one with not paying attention and the pressure, but it has just gone through. Now, it's got a domed top. If I show you there, it's got a domed, can you see? Is my camera going to focus? Let me come out a little bit. It's got a domed top, so it is quite tricky to hold the drill bit centered without it going off. But I have to say, I got, was it 150 of these in a packet for about £1.50. So I'm happy if I practice on a few and then start using them as charms in the future. So that's brilliant. I'm really pleased about that. This is a little chipboard star, which I'm going to punch a hole in using the drill and give it another test run, because I want to use this in a tag that I'm going to make this afternoon for the tag swap. So I thought I would drill a hole in it so that I can... Now, which side do I want? I think I will use this side. And again, I'm just going in with the same drill piece. And just... I think the secret, what I found, is if you put too much pressure on it, let the drill bit do its business and drill through whatever you're doing, because if you put too much pressure on it, it actually won't twizzle. That's what I found. But if you just gently rest your hand on top of it and twizzle and let the drill bit do its business, then it goes through quite easily. Now, I'm being very careful with this one because this is the only star I've got, and I want to use it. And oh crikey, look at that, it's giving a much better, this is wood, whereas those were, I think, balsa wood. It is giving an absolute perfect hole this time round. So I'll be a little bit quicker. Yeah, I'm through. Okay, right, and I will just clean it up. Oh goodness, look at that. Absolute, I couldn't be more pleased with that, I have to say. That is absolutely perfect on both sides. I've got nothing to file down there. It's absolutely smooth. Brilliant. Oh, so pleased. Okay, so I have some beads in my stash. I did buy some pearls which I thought had holes in, and when I got them and they arrived here, they didn't have holes in, and that was one of the things that I thought this tool would be absolutely perfect for, but it wasn't, for the simple reason that the pearls they're obviously not real pearls, but they're glass beads that have been coated over the top, and obviously this is not going to go through glass. But I do have some other beads in my stash, these ones, which are plastic, and I drilled these earlier on today to see how they would work. Now, these were like the pearls, they had no holes, and they've just been sat in my jewellery containers with all the other bits not being used, for the simple reason that I couldn't put a jewellery finding through them. I could glue them onto a page, but that was it. So a bit limited. Well, I managed to drill those today, and as you can see, they've got holes. Now, I'm not going to do those on camera for you, but one thing I will tell you, it did take a little bit of trial and error, for the simple reason that they're difficult to hold, and ideally what you would want is a little tiny clamp to hold them. I did try holding them with these long nose pliers, but as you can see, even that is tricky. They slip out. The little one was easier. And the trick I found to drilling through these was to get a little bit of blue tack like this. Just roll it up in your hand, pop it down on your mat, because obviously if you're this is a drill, so if you're going to be drilling anything, you want to secure what's underneath. Put my bead in the center of my blue tack and just push down, and that held it perfectly in place whilst I went about the task of drilling through my bit. And do you know, that worked perfectly for both this bigger one, the pink one, and this clear one. That was definitely the trick to use for those. These are hard, solid plastic. It took about as long to drill through this as it took to drill through those. So absolutely fantastic. I will be using those in the future. Now, I really am going to be putting this through its paces now, because I have this tiny little book. As you can see, it's got a little embossed cover. It's been stitched down the spine. It's just a tiny little notebook I made absolutely ages ago. And again, it sits in my drawer. I don't do anything with it because I want a hole in it. I want to put a jump ring so that I can use that as a charm. So I haven't used my pokey tool because it's not going to give me a good enough finish. So I'm going to try this today with my drill. I have no idea how this is going to work, but I have to say I have been impressed with how this has performed. So I'm hoping, against hope, that this will work through paper. I don't see why it shouldn't, and give me a nice finish. But it could be famous last words. Well, it certainly seems to be going through it easily enough. Again, like the star, I'm taking my time, and I'm through already. Look at that. There we go, everybody. Look, I'm through. I'm just gently easing it out. Look at that. That is perfect. Absolutely perfect. Now, if I didn't buy that tool for any other reason, I'd buy it for that, because I've wanted for an age to drill a hole through that neatly, and I'm really pleased with that. So I can now put a jump ring on that, and I got these from, as you know, in a previous video, I got these jump rings from, in fact, I'll do it now, these jump rings from BeeBeeCrafts too. And I'm just trying to decide which one to use. Oh, I'm thrilled about that. So I'm going to pop it through now. So I know I'm naughty, but I always tend to do it. Open my jump rings with a pair of pliers and my fingers, and then close them up. Now, will that go through? Yep. Just get back on camera for you guys. Might be a little bit tricky. Is it going to go through? Oh, I see. It's going through, but it's got caught in the centre signature there, or the centre of the signature. Oh, God, no brain, this woman. Okay, I'll just hold that and close it up. So yeah, I'm very naughty. I open my jump rings with my fingers. There we go. Not quite shut. There we go. Wowza! Way! I am so thrilled with that. Now I can use that as a little charm on the edge of a page in a journal or something like that. So, oh, I'm thrilled with that. Okay, so that for me is my road test of this little hand twist drill. And I am seriously impressed with it, I have to say. I'm delighted that I've got it. And as I say, I think for £6.34 it was, no, £7.61 this one was, sorry, I'm all over the place. For that price, it was well worth it, definitely. It's a robust little piece of kit, and I would just get hold of a little plastic tub like this to put your pieces in, because I think it would protect them better in a plastic container than it would in the little cello bag that they arrive in. And I will give that feedback back to BeeBeeCrafts, because everything else seems to come in lovely little plastic containers. So, okay, what next? This one. This was another thing that I bought. Now, these are called, if I can get in the container, these are called Ice Pick Pinch Bales or connectors. And these are a little bit more expensive. For these two, it was just over £7, £7.05. And the reason why is because these are sterling silver. Now, when I bought these, there were other options. There were more decorative ones. There were ones that weren't sterling silver. But I wanted silver ones. And the reason why was because I bought... Let me just move my mat to one side. I bought these a while ago, and these came from an Etsy shop, and they are pre-drilled sea glass, and I have always had a soft spot for sea glass. I really do love them. And I thought these would make lovely little necklaces. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to very gently open my bale. I've never done this before. I'm not a jewellery maker. I did check out the width or the diameter of these pieces of sea glass for the simple reason that these ice pick bales come in different sizes. Let's pop it in that one first. And all you do is open them up and close them, from what I can understand. And that is all you need to do to create your dangle. Now, I'm just having a look. That's all you need to do, apparently, to secure your dangle, like so. I think, I have to say, that I will probably put a touch of glossy accents at the end of the inside connector, because I think I would just feel a little bit more comfortable about them. I would put, let me get my handy tweezers out so I can use them as a pointing tool. So I think that I would put a little tiny blob of glossy accents on these and shut them up round my sea glass in future. Because I think they would give me a little bit more security. I'm being very careful when I'm opening these up because I don't want to damage this top piece. And that's my sea glass going in there. And then you just close them up. Okay, like so. As I say, I am not a jewellery maker, guys. I just thought that I would have a go and see how these would look. And I've got a couple of silver chains here This has to be the quickest crafting project ever, doesn't it? Will that go through? Yeah. So I have... Let me just close that up for you. It's got a tiny little silver lobster clasp at the end. So there's one. And here's my other silver chain. And I might not be so lucky with this one in terms of whether it will go through. Let's have a look and see if it will. Is it going to go through? Yay! I was holding my breath there, everybody, because I hadn't checked it first, and I suddenly thought, oh God, it's not going to go through, it's not going to go through. But it has. So there we go. I've got two. Oh, how lovely are those? Wow. Now, I know it's not true paper crafting, but I'm happy with those. And I just think they are lovely. As I say, I think I will put a little dab of glossy accents, because glossy accents will hold most things, but look how pretty they are. Really, really simple. Yeah, I'm pleased with those. I'm really pleased with those. But I can see you using these for dangles. Obviously not the silver ones, but you could use some of the cheaper versions and even the more ornate ones to maybe hold beads or whatever as a page dangle, page edge dangle for your journals, everybody. Just that might be an idea, but I specifically wanted to use them on those that sea glass. Okay, so I'm pleased with those, really pleased. God, BeeBeeCrafts is getting my vote today, isn't it? Right, now, what else I wanted to show you was I've been making some dangles. So the other products that I got were these. Now these are ball head pins. They are silver plated. I got 50 in a packet for £3.25, and I love them. I have to say, I'm a new convert to ball-headed pins. I normally use, or have normally used, flat-headed pins, which are what these are. Now, these ones were a little bit more expensive because these are silver-plated and these are silver flat-headed pins. So these were £3.25 for 50. I got 20 for £6.34 of these silver ones. I have to say, I love them both. I have been playing with them. I've made some dangles here using them. I just hold them up in my hand like so. And these are some dangles that I've been making. Now, if I pop these back down again on my mat, maybe if I zoom in a little bit, guys, for this little bit, let's see if that works for you. There we go, that's a bit better, isn't it? Okay, so these clear crystal ones, these little faceted beads, all of these, obviously I've used... Ooh, I'm still off camera now. Let me move those back up for you. There we go. These little ones here. I got this tub of beads from BeeBeeCrafts a while ago, and I've been using them incessantly because they are absolutely brilliant. I've got all different sizes, and when I first got them, I found that the very smallest size, which is really, really tiny, you can see those, I hadn't got head pins that would go through those tiny, tiny little ones. But these that I've got this time round at 24 gauge, these will go through them. So I'm absolutely delighted. So you can get these at BeeBeeCraft, and I'll put the details down below. But I've been making these lovely little charms, page dangles with them. And as you can see, that is using just the first and the second and the third size of those beads. And I've got another 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 sizes higher up or bigger to play with still. And what else? The other thing I was delighted about is because I have some, these are actual freshwater pearls that I bought on holiday a few years ago and brought home and haven't been able to use because the hole in them is so tiny. And I found this 24-inch gauge of these ball head pins were absolutely ideal. And I love the way it gives a really nice finish at the end. So I'm delighted about that. And then I tested them out on some other ones that I had in my stash, like so. And these are all 3mm beads, faceted ones, and they've worked really well. And here's some more, some with spacers, some without. And again, these are 3mm, and I think that's, no, those are 4mm, and that's a 3mm, that little one. So they're all really tiny. And then these as well. So I'm really, really pleased at how they've worked out. And I've been using them non-stop on the tags and bits and bobs that I've been making over the last few days. And you can see on these tags here, I'm just going to zoom out a little bit, guys. There we go. These tags here that you will have seen recently as tag swap ideas. As you can see, I've made my dangles and I've been using them on my tags. I've also used them on this tag, which you will have seen. And again, there's my dangle. There we go. It's like one of the smoked beads. And then you will have seen me use these. These are the tiny little round baubles that I bought off BeeBeeCrafts a while back. And you get them like this, and you fill them up with a variety of things. And these are the caps. You can either have silver caps or you can have gold caps. I actually prefer the silver, but then I'm not a goldy type of person. And again, they're on BeeBeeCraft's website. This one is just filled with some glitter, and I just think is perfect. Not too big, just the right size for a tag topper there. Okay, you also saw me use these as well. These are the vials or files that they have, and these are exactly the same thing. They're glass and they have these caps to them, and I've used all my silver ones, so I will be going back to BeeBeeCrafts to get some more of those. But I absolutely love that, so you will have seen that on my recent video for those tags. And then this final one here is one of, here we go, one of these larger beads here. I think, was it that one? Yeah, out of this kit. And that was just a larger bead that I used. I put a decorative bead cap on top, and then the ball pin through the bottom, up through the top, and put one of the jump rings that I got from BeeBeeCrafts as well to create that. And I really, really like how that looks on that. The other thing that I did, because you don't have to use them for what it says you have to use them on the box, do you? You can use them for something different. And what I also did was I did a different centre to these feathered wings tags. The reason being was that I had to think outside of the box a little bit because I ran out of these silver ones, and I didn't like the gold ones on the tag. It wasn't in keeping with what I wanted the tag to look like. So I had to think of something else, and hence I started using the round ones. And then I reverted back to the old idea for what I did on this tag originally, which was to use a piece of vellum. And can you see, wrapped round there is my ball pin, because I didn't have any fine gauge wire in my stash, so I use this, and I love the way the end has given me a little feature on my tag. And I'm going to quickly show you how I did that. It's super easy, guys, it really is. So let me just, I've got some vellum here. It's just, if you can see, it's got a slight silver embossing to it, and all I did was, I'm just going to eyeball this. So I just tore my vellum, and you're going to want to know what size that is, aren't you, if you're going to make your own tags. That piece is an inch and a half, and all I did was I tore a piece of vellum an inch and a half. I made sure all my edges were torn because I thought that gave me a nicer finish, and this piece is going to be too big, but it doesn't matter because I can always, oops daisy, is that going to rip? Let me just start it off. Actually, that is way too big. Okay, and then I have a bamboo skewer of sorts, and all I did was I started off my piece of vellum by just moulding it round my skewer like so, and then I just pushed it. I've got my curve in my vellum now, and all I'm doing is trying to make that roll slightly smaller, like so. Now, I'm not going to glue it at this stage for the simple reason that it's easier at this stage to get hold of your pin and just wrap it round your skewer. It honestly, it's as easy as this, if you can hang on to it, that is. So you just get hold, and actually if you start at the end that's got your bulb, your ball on, that gives you something to pull this against to keep your tension, because you want to wrap it round quite tightly. Now also what you can do is you can use a pair of pliers, long nose pliers, and ease it round with that if you want to. And I'm just going to carry on playing with that just for a little second or two, just to tighten it up. There we go. I'm just squidging it together in my fingers, and you're creating a tiny, where's my tweezers? Where's my tweezers? You are creating a tiny little spring, if you will. Okay, so now what you do is you just roll your vellum up and just check it that it will fit, now that you've coiled it up, that it will fit inside your spring. And you let it open out, and it will open out slightly. Position your spring where you want. So I've roughly gone central, and I've roughly gone where the tear line is. Can you see there? Now you could move it round if you wanted to. If you didn't want that tear showing, you could move it round so that it's smooth and the tear is on the underside. And then literally all you do is you get some of your art glitter glue, put it down, let me position that right, okay. On the reverse side, put a line of glue down your vellum. You can put it across your wire, but you don't really need to. Just put it down your vellum, put it down onto your tag, and just hold it in place like so, finger and two fingers, for maybe a minute. Give it a good minute so that the glue can grab. And then once you've done that, it is solid. It's not going anywhere. There's no double-sided tape holding this at all. It is just a line of art glitter glue. But give it a helping hand, hold it in place. And I wouldn't even say clip it, girls. I'd say hold it. Just give it a good chance for a minute. Just think of something nice and just sit there and hold it, or think of your next job. And it stays perfectly in place. And literally that's all you need to do. You don't even need to glue your vellum roll once you've rolled it, because if I take that off, it's fine. So you could even you could write a special note to somebody, or not, and you just pop it on there. Really, really easy and simple. Probably could put 2 in there. That might be quite nice on another tag. Okay, guys, I've rambled on enough. I hope I've given you some ideas. Certainly, as far as the products I've got here, I can say I'm absolutely thrilled. They have performed perfectly. They've certainly done everything I expected of them, and actually more. I'm delighted with the quality of everything. I'm certainly delighted with the quality of the drill and the tweezers. These are very durable and well-made pieces of kit. So all in all, 10 out of 10. I will be back with another video, because I have another idea for using my ball-headed pins and my seed beads and my tweezers. I will definitely need my tweezers for the next one. So give me a couple of days, guys. I'll do a bit of prepping so that I've got some examples to show you, and I will be back to do a bit more road testing on the bits and bobs that I've got from BeeBeeCrafts. So thanks everybody. Thank you for letting me share this with you. Take care. Wish you well. Bye bye now.